Thank you. I really count it a privilege to be here and be asked to speak for Literacy First. When I came into Wilson 3 years ago, they had just been accepted to be a Phase 4 school. And I got a call from the superintendent that summer saying, you need to find the test scores because Wilson could be on the school improvement list. And I found them, and fortunately we were not. But then we entered into this process, and things have really gone up from there, which you can see by our scores up there. And we're very excited about that reading score this year, that API of 1537. So we've really come a long way in that time period. Commitment is really kind of the first place you have to begin with this. We had to show, or they had to show even before I came, that they wanted to go through this process and that they would be a part of it. But when I walked in, I heard a lot of, I'm not sure I remember that I wanted to do this. And being a new principal, of course, that was an easy thing for them to say to me. So I was digging through the desk drawer, finding those pieces of paper with tally marks. And that's where we started. But now, they say this is what we do at Wilson. The teachers are excited. They're very committed. They get excited for our consultant to come. They see her as a collaborator, a colleague who brings ideas to them versus somebody else is watching me. It's a commitment that what other process would we do? There's just not a question to it anymore. Trust. Anytime you enter anything new, you've got to build some trust with that system. Will we have to share our data and information? Do we have to share our kids? Is that reading facilitator, the LRS, will she be coming in and watching us? What is she really wanting from us? Those were the types of things then, where now we've created a system where our first and second grade teachers, along with our reading specialists and our LRS, they, every day for 30 minutes, have created the flex skill groups where those students, based on their skill levels, go to a specific group. And these teachers, who didn't even really necessarily want to share their lesson plan and a good idea, are now saying, here are my students. I think you can teach them better. You're going to focus on that skill, and you'll give them a new idea and a fresh perspective. They're assessing for one another, and they're saying, this is really making our life easier because you're assessing some of my kids, and I don't have to get to that. And they're able to record data and still know where their kids are at, and it provides a lot of talk among the teachers. And they're very much trusting of one another and trusting that it's the process. If we're all in this together, it doesn't matter who assessed Johnny. It's, did he get assessed, and is he making progress? Enthusiasm. You always want that. You don't want to walk into a building and have people gloomy and doomy and not excited. But whenever we first started, it was, I don't know about this. I'm not sure I can get excited. It sounds like too much to do. But now, we can't wait to get together and share our ideas. On Fridays in our building, we have set aside collaboration time among grade levels. And they come together. Sometimes I do a model lesson. Sometimes, just last week in our K through 2 group, teaching group, we all talked about sharing. They brought ideas for their literacy centers that had an arts integration component. How can you integrate movement into a literacy center so those students will be engaged in an active way but be able to get the literacy base out of it? So we all brought ideas to share, and the teachers were excited to do that. We also have teachers who will be kind of an observation room where I see a neat lesson take place, or maybe the LRS does, and then we ask that teacher, can we bring some other people in to see how that worked for you? So the enthusiasm is high. People are talking about it, they share the ideas, and they're excited about it. The students are also excited about it. They may not know the exact name of Literacy First all the time, but recently one of our teachers went to be trained in Phase 2. She was new to our building, and when she came back, this is what one of her students said to her. We may not really like that you were gone, but if these are the ideas, it's okay. And I walked into that room a few days later, and one of the ideas that she had got, now these are big 5th graders, and group of girls turned around and they had folders in their arms, and they had all these different goofy glasses on. Some of them were different colors, some were big, some were small, some were cat's eye. And I said, what are you doing? And they all giggled, and they said, well, this is our assignment today. And they were talking very professionally. And I said, well, you look very nice. And they giggled again. And they said, our assignment is to find words around the room. And they had a specific criteria of what they were looking for. But just adding goofy little glasses made it exciting for them. And they were very excited to tell me about what was going on. So it's brought enthusiasm, trust, and commitment among our faculty and our students.